Good evening, Washington, D.C. Everyone who's watching on social media. Welcome to the Straight Up Talk with Earl Rush show, and my name is Earl Rush. This evening we have the pleasure, I have the pleasure of interviewing along with my co-host, Eileen Torres, Joe Falero. He's a writer, a DJ, a band leader, musician. He does it all. Great guy. Always been very kind to me. And one of my favorite bands. He's also in the Stuck on Salsa Hall of Fame, and he's won several awards, several Stuck on Salsa awards. He's a really nice guy, but he's busy and Eileen's busy, so I'm going to get straight to the interview. Joe, how you doing?
Hey, go, Eileen, what's up? All right, doing good, amigo. Doing good.
Can you hear me, Eileen?
I can hear you. I can see you. I can see Joe.
Okay, guys, if we cut off, just whoever's talking, just keep talking. Or if I cut off and you can't hear me, Eileen, you take over.
Okay, got it.
We'll eventually be back on. Give me 1 second.
All right, Joe, how's la doctora?
Everybody's good, thanks God. We're doing good. We're just living a different style of life with this, just staying home or whatever. I don't even remember staying home weekends. I always was playing music with the band or with another musician's friends or doing my DJ things. So it's not difficult. It's just weird for me to just stay home, weekend after weekend.
Have you caught up with your sleep?
Yeah, but I don't know. I was used to be on, the stage and doing my things and getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, it was normal for me. It was part of my life. And anyway, I enjoyed that. So, like I was working because they was paying me, but I was having fun. For me, music is fun more than a job. I just make me happy.
It's a love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Joe Falero, where were you born?
I was born in a beautiful neighborhood of La Parada 23 Abajo in Santurce, Puerto Rico. It was a real, I'm saying that it was because basically that part where I was born, that was close to what is called Caño Martín Peña, disappeared now. And it was real poor neighborhood, but I didn't realize that I was that poor when I was young. But the good part about that is that neighborhood was full of music everywhere. Was full of no just salsa, but rumba guaguancó. Okay, everybody jamming on the corners, and it was full of bomba and plena. It was like nice people playing dominoes. Everybody was friendly with everybody. We all drink coffee, and you was friends with all the guys on the neighborhood and go to the same school. It was awesome. I love it when I remember about those days.
Well, let me ask you this, Joe. Did you come from a musical family?
Not really, man. In my family, everybody liked music, but nobody is a musician. They're Puerto Rican family musicians that everybody grab whatever, a pen, and start hitting the band and grab the guitar, whatever. They don't know how to play that good, but they play. But they love to dance and to listen to music. I think that was my first and my real school, because in reality, I never went to music school.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you've done several events with Eileen Torres. Eileen has had you play at several of her events.
Mm-hmm.
Eileen, what questions do you have for Joe right now?
Well, I want to know, Joe, did you start as a kid playing congas, or did you start with another instrument? And what made you want to start playing when nobody in your family was a musician?
Okay. My first instrument was the conga, and was basically because I used to go when I was a young guy to look the older guys playing the rumba on the corners, and I don't know for what reason the sound on the of the conga always called me. I was like just looking at the conga head, the skin, and just looking on the hands of the guys making the sound, and that's why I was like, man, I can make that sound. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking about music or what kind of rhythm they was playing or whatever. I was thinking about the sound.
How
So
old were you?
I was about, when I got my first conga, about 8, 9 years old. Then my father also got confused when he asked me on Christmas, Joe, what do you want for Christmas? And maybe he thought that I want a bicycle or something. I said, I want a conga. And he was like, what? Because he cannot explain to me how to play congas because he doesn't know. He was, are you sure? I said, yeah. And he told me, you got to make me buy a conga to play it for 2 days and put it on a corner. I said, no, I know how to play the conga. And he was like, this guy must be crazy. I said, and I told him exactly that. I said, I know how to make that sound. The tum tum, pa, tum tum, pa. I've already got it on my head. I said, I just need the drum and I can make that sound. So that was my first idea of what music was.
And did you go to anyone else to pick up tips or to take lessons, or did you just learn from watching and hearing?
Yeah, what I did, but I think that I convinced him because on Christmas I got my conga. I remember it was a brown color with about 4 belts, metal belts, and I remember that the conga head, it said made in Mexico. The skin of the conga head, and it got a belt. And in my house, like I told you, or my grandfather's house, there was music always. They was playing Cortijo, or they was playing Tito Rodriguez, because Cortijo and Ismael Rivera, they are both from Santurce too, like me. And Tito Rodriguez is also from Santurce. So they were like, the superstars.
Wow.
And then the Gran Combo was like the show. So I was playing all the Hala Hala and whatever they was playing there, La Negra Tomasa, La Esencia del Bongo, all those old tunes. But when they start playing on the street and I hear the rumba, I used to pick up my conga and go to the rumba and just put it there and look, because at the same time, I didn't realize that I was that young. So I was scared of getting in and don't know what to do, because it was one idea that I got in my head. But what they was doing patterns, the tumbaos. I really don't know how to do it. And then, so I start playing with them, and they realized that I wasn't messing up. And one of the guys told me, hey, shorty, let me explain to you how to do it. because he said, you need to realize that we got everybody said the conga, but the congas come in different sizes. You got the quinto, and you got the conga, and you got the tumbadora. And everybody had to play a different pattern to make a rumba.
Right.
So I started learning that on the street. And somebody, listen, do you have to put the hands like this? And I just ain't doing that. Yeah. You just ain't doing that over and over and over and over. Wow. And the guy on the quinto, so he do the improvisation. So I started getting my classes there for free. And another guy gave me the palitos, how we call it in Puerto Rico. That was the clave, 2 pieces of basically was a broomstick, Listen, you have to play the clave. So how it go? And I explain to you with the mouth. That's it. Pac, 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 pac. Because it was clave de rumba. You see, clave de salsa is street too. It's pa, 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 pa. Okay. So I start learning little by little, but when I was like 12 years old, I can play with them. I was playing on the rumbas. Like I can sit and do it because I was doing it for 3 or 4 years. Really playing.
Did any
So,
of those older guys that you were playing with, did they ever make it to the big time?
maybe I didn't realize until I started getting older, and what opened my eyes more was that I went to this middle school on La Parada 15, like that tune, de Barrio Obrero a la 15. So it was that on that Parada 15, Calle Serra. It was the Rafael Cordero Middle School. So when I was there, I met a guy because I was playing tumbao on a book. I was doing my tum 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 whatever, and this short guy, chunky, passed by me. He was younger than me. He passed by. I said, "Oh, do you know how to play congas?" And I went like, because I was older than him. I said, "I got one conga," and he told me. And I asked him, "Do you have congas?" He said, "I got 10 congas." I said, "How the hell he got 10 congas? He's younger than me and shorty." He said, "Why you got 10 congas?" He said, "Because my grandfather got congas and my father got congas too." I said, "Your father's a musician?" He said, "Yeah." "And he played on the band?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "He played with what band?" And he said, "He played with Richie Ray." And I said, "Your father played with Richie Ray? I know your dad." I said, "Yeah, who's my dad?" "Merengue." He said, "Yeah, how do you know my dad?" He said, "Because your dad is famous. Your dad is merengue." So that short guy, chunky guy, now is Giovanni Hidalgo.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wow.
He goes to middle school. Yeah. And you guys have to realize that guy was awesome when he was like 10 years old. He used to play, he was playing like a man already. I go like in shock. We used to go to cars, okay, from the 60, whatever at that time, and he got on a car and started doing like this, looking for sound. And when he find the right sound, he's a left-handed. So I used to go on the other side. So I see him like he was playing right-handed. And he's playing to me how to do it. He said, "Look at Joe, you move the left hand like this and the right hand like that." And he goes, "What the hell? He got it already." He is, for me, Giovanni Hidalgo is like the Michael Jordan of the percussion, of the congas. Yeah, he was too ahead of everybody. Yeah, he got a big time, but they might realize that he was going, after that school, he was going to the Escuela Libre de Música to learn how to play the drum set and all that. So he was, and look at what he became, to me, the best percussionist of all time. Easy.
Wow.
Where was that school located?
It was located right on Calle Serra, in la Parada 15.
Oh, so in your hood.
Yeah, it was close. I have to walk about, because I'm from La 23 into La 15, so I have to walk about 15.
8 blocks.
20 minutes there, slow there, relax. But the good thing about that school is that on Calle Serra, I really don't know now because I don't live in Puerto Rico for many years now, but you used to have a lot of recording studios and records there, and you can pass by the Calle Serra and you can see Boy Valentin, everybody was there, Willie Rosario, everybody was hanging there on that street. And on the corner of that Serra street was Viera Records. And Viera Records, you can find any kind of record that you want, from the Fania, from whatever. It was there for many years. For many years. It was a legendary record store.
Well, the owner gave several lectures at the early salsa congresses in Puerto Rico.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's how I did it. After I started playing the congas, I got a pair of bongos from my friend. One day, he's playing to me how to do the martillo pattern. It was easy because I can play the congas already. So I did the bongos like for one day. I said, "Well, I got it going now." And I did the bell. Easy. It was easy. The bongo was real easy. What gave me problem was the timbales. Number one, because I cannot buy timbales. So I cannot practice. Because what made you better is the practice. That's it, on whatever. On music or dancing like you guys do. Practice is what made you better. So a friend of mine from Caserío, we call it, in the Caserío San Juan Bautista, from Parada 24, he got a pair of timbales. So I used to go with my congas to his apartment, and he played the congas, and I played the timbales because he wanted to learn how to play the congas. Mm-hmm. But then I realized that when you play the congas, you put the quinto on this side and the conga on the opposite side. If you're right-handed, so you play to the right side, but the timbales are in the opposite way. Mm. Yep, the timbales, the small one, is on the right side, and the big one is on the left side. Man, that got me confused. Mercy, Lord. I was practicing. But then when you figure it out, it's easy. I can play timbales now with my eyes covered because you know what they are. So it doesn't matter of practice.
Was it difficult for you to play, one rhythm on one hand and one rhythm on another hand in timbales?
Yeah. Everything is practice. You have to get used to. There's no magic pills or nothing. You have to hit that cascara with one hand and then the cascara with both hands. And the timbales got a lot of stuff. You got the macho head here, the hembra head here. You got the mambo bell, the cha-cha bell, the jam block here that sound like a clave, and then the cymbal. It's a lot of stuff, Some people that play congas, they say, I can play congas, but I can't play timbales because it's too many stuff that you have to do. And to do the breaks, the corte, you have to think ahead because you're playing the cáscara and you have to come here, but you have to be on time. So if you come in late, you're messed up.
Yeah. Well, and for people that don't know what cáscara is, that's when you're playing on the sides of the metal part of the drum.
That is called the shell. The shell
of the right.
Timbales. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The cello de timbales, and on all this year I play metal timbales. I play with fiberglass timbales also. I think that nobody like it but I used to have one fiberglass, and they got wood timbales too with the cello on wood. Yeah, many different timbales. It was awesome.
Well, we want to give a clave out to Sonia Martinez, who's
that's my comay. Sonia.
Gainer, DJ Bruno.
Yeah, my brother DJ Bruno. Well, he's our brother because
Yeah, and your lovely wife, Dr. Perez, is watching as well.
Dr. M is there, right? Besitos, right? That's awesome. And I remember when I moved from New York to here to the DMV. In reality, I moved because I was working with AARP. And they opened the headquarters here in Washington, D.C., close to the basketball court there in Chinatown. But I remember that I started working with Eileen.
Gregoria.
Gregoria was there. Yeah, and I would start working with you, and Eileen got the spot there on Zanzibar. That thing was like, and only salsa. That you don't see that no more in the DMV. You don't see it no more. Those were the great days of salsa. And when I came here, they told me, Joe, before it was much better too. When they got Chelsea's and whatever, I never went there because when I moved, basically I moved here and then they closed Chelsea and just disappeared. But we did it in Zanzibar big time.
Yeah.
Now, you jumped from Puerto Rico to D.C. When did you move to New York? How old were you when you moved to New York?
I moved to New York. Well, I have to go by because I went to New York in the 70s. Like the first time I think I went 75. I went to New York, and you know how we Puerto Ricans are. We go and then we go back to the homeland, and then we come back again. But I came back to stay. Let me see. My son was born in 82, 86. Like in 1990, I think I came back and stayed. I
Did
came
you
back
play
and stayed.
there?
Huh?
Did you play in New York?
Yeah, but I didn't play that much like here because in New York, my family was growing, and my kids was in that age of like 12, 13, 14, like teenagers. And man, you have to be like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause you got girls and all that. You have to be watching because, it's that age that they start bringing my son and the girlfriend and this and that. I said, man, I have to be here because, you see, I never, I love music, but I never in my life put music before my family.
Right.
Never, because I learned from the other guys. Many guys that want to make it big on music, especially like salsa, that is what I play. They lost their family, their connection, because that you cannot be playing all the time on a stage and be in your house at the same time.
Mhm.
So you have to decide what you want to do with life. So I decided to have a job, like they say, a real job, 9 to 5, and play music on the side. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
no, not to put music first and try to make it big. If I try, I can make it
Mhm.
because I got the skills to do it. It's just that I don't have the heart to put my family second and put me first to make it big.
There you go.
Hmm.
It's nothing like family, so you're making the right decision.
Yeah, I think so. I think so because I make a balance, and I was happy in my house, and I was happy because I would play music too.
Yeah.
So that's
Mike
it.
Mike El Sonero Morales says hello. What's up?
Mikey, what's up? Long time. I think the last time I saw Mike was at we did a gig with Nancy at the I think it was called La Finca restaurant
Uh-huh.
in Arlington. It was an
Uh-huh.
awesome gig there.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of celebration, I think, with Salsa Empire Radio. Something I really don't remember exactly what it
Yeah.
was. But
We had them at Lucky Strikes right before we closed. He came down and they were talking, who's this dude? I said, that's El Sonero from the old days. I haven't seen him in a
wow,
while, but he still rocks. He still rocks with the music.
yo, Gogo, that party was wow. That day, the people was dancing on the balconies. They were everywhere. What is the name of that DJ that was bald head that that he used to work there with you? Slim guy with glasses.
um,
I think it's from Philadelphia or something. I don't know. I think
Jose?
it was
yeah, Jose Rodriguez. No,
no.
no, it was Philly boy. Philly boy.
It was Slim guy.
Yeah, Philly boy. Philly
Yeah,
boy.
maybe. Yeah. The day I went there with the band, he told me, "Oh,
Yeah.
Joe, this is like wow. You need to come back in here." I said, "For real?" I said, "Yo, this is like." I was happy, because when you perform, that's the idea. But you kind of make the people go to the gig and dance. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is perform.
Yeah.
That's it. And keep the band tight there so we're playing good.
Yeah.
But I'm always happy that I've been very lucky here in the DMV for real. For real. Since I moved from New York to here,
Mhm.
I, I remember when I got here, I didn't know nobody on the salsa scene. Yeah. And I went to this place called Auditorio Borinquen. It was in Silver Spring.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And a band was playing there. And Marix and me, we got in, and it was an empty table. So he said, let's sit here. And I was watching the band. So when the band finished, the piano player came to the table and sit there. And I said, hey, how you doing? She said, this is the musician table. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. So, and she told me, do you play? I said, yeah, I play. But I never see you here. I said, no, I just moved from New York to here. I said, oh, where you from? I said, I'm from Puerto Rico. And she said, oh, my husband is from Puerto Rico. And he was the guy that was playing the timbales. So when he came to the table, I knew him from the
Oh.
rumbas on the street. Yeah. His name was Roberto, was his name. And when he looked at me, he said, Killer Jack, what's up? Oh my God. And he told her, he needs to play with us. Yeah, can you go to my house tomorrow? And that was the first band that I played here in the
Wow.
DMV. Yeah, I started playing with them. And then that what happened. And you start playing with a band, and then another band see you, and then they call you to play with them. Okay. But then, I start thinking I need to do my own stuff. So I always have a vision of how to do my music. And that's why I said let me make a group. I make a group. The first time I make a group, we was only 4 guys, and we was playing Latin jazz. Man, we just blew.
Who was in your group?
Huh?
Who?
The first one was 80.
Art.
The flute player from Los Angeles, and the first piano player was Davis. What was his name? That he played piano and played the saxophone also. Man, I forget his name, but his last name was Davis. And Tony Harrod was on the bass. And that's it. I was playing the congas. So we was playing just Latin jazz. Man, go. I tell you, we was playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were playing everywhere. All the happy hours. It was ridiculous. And at one point, we was playing at a restaurant called Jordan's that belonged to Michael Jordan when he was playing here in DC with the Wizards.
Right.
Yeah, on 13th Street. I played there like for 2 years.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah. I tell you that the DMV has been very good for me on music.
So Joe, when you were living in New York, who did you go see that you really liked? What conga players or what bands did you like when you were in New York?
Man, the first band when I get there in 70 or 73 or something, I really don't remember. But it was around that time. I went to my aunt Teresa, that she used to live on 107 and Lexington Avenue. I live on 105. And she told me, "Hey, Joe, do you want to see this band?" I said, "Okay, come on, let's go." So I went with her, and they got this block party. They got the street block, like on 104 or something, in Lexington, right there in El Barrio. And I saw all this guy with big afros and a cigarette on his mouth, and dark cheeky shirt. He was like like hippies guy. And I said, "Man, this guy gotta play salsa." And suddenly, man, I go like this, and I saw Richie Ray on the piano. I said, "Man, that's Richie Ray." And then I look, I said, "Man, that's Bobby Cruz." Oh my God, this is Richie Ray and Bobby Cruz. I wasn't sure. Like, what the hell? Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize Bobby Cruz, his name is Roberto Cruz, for real. He is the most famous guy from his hometown. He was born in Hormigueros, Puerto Rico. Hormigueros is a real small town in Puerto Rico, real small. And he is he's the man. That's it, from there. Like from my town, Santurce, man, I can give you a list, like it never ends. Okay, Isito Rodriguez, Ismael Rivera, Sammy Rolo González, Luis Perico Ortiz, Marvin Santiago, Chamaco Ramirez. It's freaking ridiculous. The guys from Santurce, like Manny, Pallín Rodriguez. It will never end. Huiche Camacho. It's a bunch of Rafu Warner, also the part-time lover. Bunch of guys from Omegero. And when he starts singing, I was like, wow, this guy is awesome. Then, before I went back to Puerto Rico, that summertime, you know what happened? The freaking Yankee Stadium concert with the Fania All-Stars. That was like, it was crazy. Okay, we got the train, the subway on 110 and Lexington, train number 4. It is to the Yankee Stadium. So the sign there, Yankee Stadium. That thing, the train was full. The subway, you were like that, like sardines, and outside all you see is Puerto Rican flags everywhere. it was ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Puerto Rican flags everywhere. We were sitting high, like on the 3rd level there. But it was so awesome because I love baseball. Okay, and the stage was like behind the pitcher's mound, like on second base, right there. And the announcer, I think, was Sid. You remember Sid? Old
Symphony
man
Sid.
Sid.
Symphony Sid.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And the other guy was the same one, was Easy with the big afro. And they always like, yeah, they was calling. And then the guys from the funny, they used to come like from the dugout running like baseball players. A trombone, Willie Colon. They kind of like, hey, ciao, Feliciano. I said, man, they look like baseball players. So, yo, they start. I remember, oh man, I remember Johnny Pacheco, the rest in peace, bro. Mercy. Then he came and he started saying something like improvisation. Saludando, señores. Start improvising there. And then when he raised the hand, he said, hello. And hello started with the montuno. Yo, I can be nothing else but a salsero, bro. For real. Salsa is like, yo, it's like a feeling that is ridiculous. When I saw that band play, I was like, wow. But the best part of that concert is that concert finished after the it was a duo on conga by Ray Barreto and Mongo Santamaria. Con Barreto y Mongo, Congo. And after that, people start jumping to the
Right.
to the infield, whatever, the park. And they have to cancel. They said, no more, everybody had to go. Running out. It was over. But it was awesome anyway. It was awesome, completely awesome. Completely awesome. Those days will never come back. Because the style of salsa that they put on the radio now, that almost they don't play a lot of salsa on the radios anyway. At least here in the DMV. It's not the same style. It's more romantic salsa, you know, and the arrangement are more soft. Back in the day, that's why they call it like salsa dura, whatever, because the arrangement was like a lot of solos and stuff like that.
What clubs did you go to in New York?
Oh, well,
Did you have a favorite?
When we go out, we go to Club Broadway, to Corso. We went to Les Poulettes also. Casa Borinquen. Went to La Villas also to see what was going on there. Yeah, went to El Pozo, but that was like
That was an after hours.
Another level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go to El Pozo kind of for all guys there, you know what I'm saying? Kind of crazy there. Yeah, but they told me, Joe, here it just like I told you, my kid was growing up, so I wasn't like kind of relaxed. But guys that used to live there, like Tiro Nieves, El Canario, all the guys that used to live in New York. You know what I mean? Here in New York and Brooklyn and Queens, we got like 90 places to play salsa. Easy. It was ridiculous. They used to go from one place and they can walk to the other gig. That's it. Just New York was completely the capital of salsa at that time. At that time, in the low 60s and the 70s, it was like salsa everywhere, including in clubs like Roseland, that supposedly they are gringo clubs, like we call. And same thing happened in the Palladium. The Palladium was a salsa club or nothing until they did the first time with Machito, and suddenly the house of mambo, because the line go-go was around the block. It was just completely ridiculous, and I think that the first time that they Machito was Wednesday, because they don't believe. And when you saw the line outside to see this guy Machito, like they go, to see Machito, this guy can bring people here. Since that day up, the house of mambo, amigo. It was Machito, Tito Puente, Tito Rodriguez. They were the king. But for the records, when this small band from Puerto Rico, Cortijo y su combo, got there with Manuel Rivera, and they was about half of the band, of the other band, only half. They were like about 7, 8 guys. They killed it, amigo. Cortijo with the Manuel Rivera and the Palladium, they killed it big time, and it was just small band, but the swing was like the Manuel Rivera was killing.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So Joe, you I think there was a while you were the only one. You still might be the one. You're the only band leader and DJ here in the DMV. Tell us about your show that you have on Salsa Empire with Nancy Alonso and how that came about. And how long has it been running?
Okay. I really don't know if I'm the only one, but maybe the first one. Maybe I really don't know. I like to brag about that. But it's true. But maybe I'm the only one that have won awards on both sides. Because I got awards with the band and I got awards as a DJ. Okay. Also, thanks to the people and the love or whatever. So my show with Salsa Empire Radio, which is every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time, is known as Soy Boricua show. Okay, that came by a casual conversation with Nancy, because I remember that Nancy and Henry Alonso, they got Salsa Empire Radio like for 2 years. I think so at that time already. And I have worked with Nancy, partnering DJs, both from many gigs. And Eileen, you remember that Nancy and me and Bruno and who else, like maybe 2 more guys, we received an award on Zanzibar. I remember that back in the day. So I was talking to Nancy one day, and she said, "Hey, Joe, do you like to do a show on Salsa Empire Radio?" I said, "But why not? Yeah." The problem is not to do the show. The problem is when I would do the show, because I ain't got no time. What do you mean that you ain't got no time? I said, listen, I have to work my 9 to 5, okay? And then I play music basically 3 or 4 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm always tired. Always. I'm like a zombie. And believe me that I don't drink and I don't do drugs or nothing. I'm just tired of playing music. Okay? I'm a nice guy. I don't even drink beer or nothing. Okay? I just like, just think about it, Joe, and let me know. Make a plan. And I said, listen, I get home like at 3 o'clock in the morning on Fridays. And then I wake up around 10. So maybe I can do a show like at 12 or something. Okay, so keep thinking about it. So, because I only think about Puerto Rico anyway. So I said, okay, so the show will be called Soy Boricua. Okay, that's a good idea. Do you get the tune for the show? Yeah, I would like to use the tune by Bobby Valentin. De Soy Boricua, tú lo sabes, soy Boricua. Okay, so we use that one. Okay, so I said, Nancy, let me tell you something. I am not really good with computers. I have to tell you, for real. I'm like real slow, whatever. I show you how to do it, no problem. So I wasn't training like for 2 weeks. Okay. And the first time I did the show was September 15, 2018. If I don't remember wrong, I think so. Because this Saturday, it will be my show number 130, 130. Wow. All live, never record my show. I do my show all live. Okay? On the studio with my computer right there. Stand up. Okay? But when I started doing the show, it was only 1 hour. Okay? I did it 1 hour. And then I did 2 hours. And now my show is 3 hours. Okay? All live on Saturday. Just salsa cha-cha, guajira, maybe guaguancó here, maybe a timba there, a few boleros, because I love boleros. I don't know what they start playing boleros. But,
Right.
okay, I play a few boleros right there, and I'm always celebrating live, the life of the salseros. I want the new generation now, guys that 20 years old, 25, that start learning how to dance salsa or whatever, and they know about Marc Anthony, they know about Gilbertito, they know about Victor Manuel because they are from now. But you need to know from where this came from, amigo. Okay? You need to know that you hear a tune by a Gran Combo. Boy, the Gran Combo was born in 1962. Okay? Maybe your father was born in 1962. You know what I'm saying? So I need to, at the same time that I play music, like give you some kind of education on the roots of the salsa, the evolution, so they can hear salsa from the 60s and the 70s and compare the sound with the salsa. I'm not saying that is better. It's different. It's different. What is better for you, Gogo or Eileen or me, is completely different. It may not different. That's it. If you like La Sonora and you like Red Barreto and I like the Fania, so that's what I like. You know, that is better than that. It's just that we are different people, so we like different music. That's it. But my main thing is to keep the salsa music alive. If I'm alive, I will keep playing salsa my whole life. You know, because it's the best. But it's one of the best. It's a nice style of music. It's very fun and nice to dance. You see, when you see how crazy get Gogo when he starts dancing salsa? Okay? And supposedly he's American, African American, whatever, he can dance better than a bunch of Latino guys that I know. Okay? He do his chime, he get on the floor, he get all crazy, he know all the terms. Because when you love something, it doesn't matter if you're Latino. That doesn't matter. If you love salsa, you can be Russian, whatever. I see everything in New York. I see a bunch of Asian people dancing salsa like crazy. And back in the day, Cotton Eileen, you know, back in the day, the mambo scene in New York was Jews and Italians, guys, and ladies. Beautiful ladies. I see the ladies from that time, from the 50s or whatever, with those dresses and small weights and that. They look beautiful dancing the mambo. And the guys on night dress, you know, dress up good with ties and everything. Everybody was like the Cuban Pete. The Cuban Pete in reality was Puerto Rican. You know, the Cuban Pete was just the name. You know, he was like bam, 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 bam. Super great dancer. Yeah. It was awesome. Another thing that got me like kind of crazy in New York is that back in the day, they like to put names to everybody, to change your name. I don't know why. Okay, like I'll give you a few examples. Like I told you, the Bobby Cruz, his name Roberto Cruz, but you're Bobby Cruz because you're New York name. Okay, oh whatever. So another Bobby Valentin, was born in the center of the island in Orocovis and then raised in Coamo. His name is Roberto Valentin, but in New York, your boy Valentin. Okay, whatever. Okay, and then what happened? You got a guy like me, born in Santurce, Puerto Rico, and my real name is Joe Luis Falero. Nobody wants to call me Joe. Your name is Jose because you're from Puerto Rico. No, my real name is Joe. Sometimes they give me checks. They say Jose. I say, man, I cannot catch this. Why? Because my name is Joe. Oh, I thought that they called you Joe. I said, no, my real name is Joe. It's crazy, but that's the way it is, amigo. And another thing that got me in New York is the love of second generation Puerto Ricans. You see, like Willie Colon, like Marc Anthony, that was born there, and a bunch of guys that they're not famous. They love Puerto Rico. They love the flag. They love the culture. And sometimes they talk about Puerto Rico, and they never been in Puerto Rico. Yeah, for real. For real, because when they start talking to me, and I said, do you been here? No. Do you been here? No. You never been in Puerto Rico? No. But they are proud. They are proud. But I'm Puerto Rican because my father is from Ponce, and my mother is from Caguas, and I'm Puerto Rican too. So go ahead, bro. That's it. You are, because those are your roots. That's it. You can't deny that. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's completely awesome.
Okay.
Were you named after the boxer?
Yes. The story about my name is that my father, when you are Puerto Rican, you are part of the United States also. You're American citizen by law. That's it. So at that time was the Vietnam War. So they went to recruit my father in Puerto Rico, and he went and served. So when he came back, Joe Louis was the man. So he came with that name. He said, well, my son, that's your name now. Joe Louis Falero.
Wow.
And then he showed me pictures of him. He said, look, this is Joe Louis. He used to be a heavyweight champion. He was real famous. Yeah. When I started reading about him, Joe Louis was like, he got a fight there in the Yankee Stadium too with the German guy that I don't remember his last name now. Max Melly. And he knocked him out. And he just went like, psst. Joe Louis from Detroit. From Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, his name was Joe Louis Barrow. Very famous.
Well, let me tell you something that I've always appreciated about Joe. I get stumped a lot about, okay, who is this? Who is that? So one night, and I had been stumped about a singer. You know how I always had videos playing at Zanzibar on the big screen. Mm-hmm. And I was showing Hector Lavoe's band, and I found it very strange that they had one guy singing backup. They had one chorista. I thought, God, that is so weird. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't figure out who it was. And I asked many people, who is that? Who is that guy? And Joe told me, oh, that's Frankie Morales. I'm like, oh my God. He was so skinny because he was so young. Yeah. And his voice was a little bit younger too. Mm-hmm. But, so I used to ask Joe, and then I would not only get the answer of who it was, but where he was born, who he first started playing with, who was in his band, all the details. So I always appreciated that about Joe. He's a fountain of information, like some of the wonderful people like DJ Bruno, Nancy. A lot of people know a lot of things and have imparted those tidbits to us. So I really appreciate that on your shows, you give some of that history. Because
a lot of people made that comment, and I don't know what it is. I think it's the love of for salsa. Because in reality, I am not that brilliant, and that my wife is the one that is a doctor, not me. But because the love of salsa, I think that's what it is. That whatever I experience or I read or I learn, it just stay on my head. It's like, I don't know. It's like you say when they ask me, "Hey Joe, what's up with this?" and I go blah 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 blah. It's just automatic, and it's true. And that thing about Frankie is my friend also, and we Gogo, you was there.
Yeah,
I played with Frankie at the Salsa Congress.
No, I had an event at the Salsa Room where we had Frankie in the event.
No, but did you went to the Salsa Congress in Virginia?
Yes.
Yeah, that was big. That was a big event.
Yeah.
It was on a boardroom, and they got all kind of dancers there. They were selling shoes. It was awesome.
Yeah, Shaka Brown Capitol Congress. Yes.
Exactly. I played that day with Frankie, and Herbie was there. Who else? Andy Caseda, a bunch of guys here from the DMV. We did it. And this Saturday, going to play a tune, okay, as a memorial to Herbie Jr. Okay, yeah, to Herbie Jr. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it was a magnificent idea. It was a talk between Herbie, Sonia, and Marlo Rosado, which is a 2-time Grammy winner from Cataño, Puerto Rico. Okay, you get together. Marlo came with the lyrics, the arrangement. Boom! It's called Un Día Más. That's the title. Okay, it's a beautiful, beautiful story. Okay, and the singer of the tune is Frankie.
Really?
I will play this Saturday exactly at 12 noon for my nephew, so he can hear me right there, or there where he at. Okay, and he knows that we are here for him, for life. That's it, because love is love. It doesn't matter where you're at. So I will play it. Everybody be ready this Saturday on my show, Soy Boricua. I start at 11, but exactly at 12, I will play his tune, and Frankie is the singer. You know that Frankie was the coro of Hector Lavoe, but before Frankie, you know who was the coro? No, Tito Nieves. Okay, yeah, Tito Nieves was the one doing coro for Hector Lavoe, because Hector Lavoe at that time, he was a king. he was playing every day. Okay,
several times a day.
Yeah, but Tito Nieves got a nice offer. He recorded the first one with Julio Castro en La Masacre.
Love.
He recorded that CD or that long plane at that time. But that band, like, it wasn't solid enough. But he made a big time with El Conjunto Clásico. There was Tito went like everything. El Piragüero, El Quincallero, El Panadero.
At ochentas, all the time.
My God, that Conjunto Clásico was like too much. It was playing every day in New York, every day, everywhere.
You know, they brought him to D.C. They brought Conjunto Clásico, Ricardo did, for one of his Salsa Web, I don't know if they called it a Congress at that time, but anyway, he brought Conjunto Clásico to whatever the hotel, I don't remember what hotel we were in.
Mm-hmm. It's on the Omni Shore.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I know what it is. Right down Connecticut Avenue.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. Wow. I remember that Oscar used to do a lot of big gigs there too.
Huge
Oscar
gigs at the Washington Hilton, at the Washington.
Also, I remember that I went to play there. It was I went 2 times. I went the first time was Andy Montañez. That was awesome, because I got there with my wife. I said, I hope that Andy remembered me, because he's from Santurce, also from Trastalleres, right there. The Trastalleres right there in La Quince, right? Okay. So when I got the escalator, and Andy was right there. I said, hey, Andy, you remember me? And looking at me. Y yo le dije, I told him, yo soy el hijo de Chichi, Falero. Because my father and Andy, they went to the same school together. That is called Labra, Rafael Labra, in la Parada 18. They went together. But the Montañez, they are like, I don't know how many, like 15. For real, brothers and sisters, they're a bunch. It was a super happy family. Okay, so my father went with Andy Montañez to school, and I went with brothers and Andy Montañez and sisters to school, because there are so many. I thought, oh my God, you are Chichi Falero's son. I said, yeah. You play here today? Yeah, I'm playing with you. Oh man, awesome. Let's take a picture. Blah, 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 whatever. And then I went another time, and the main guy was Gilberto Santa Rosa. Yep, on the second one. Wow. I got some pictures. You know that I used to have a lot of pictures with everybody, because I got lucky in New York. I met Charlie Sepulveda, the trumpet player. Okay, Charles Sepulveda was big time. He was playing with Tito Puente and all that stuff. So we live in the same building. So we go here, there, I do my things, he do his thing. But when it was big time, like the golden Latin Jazz All Stars, I used to go with him. Okay, man, it was everybody right there in the room. It was Tito Puente, it was Momo Santa Maria, Hilton Reese, Mario Rivera, the drummer, the Cuban guy, Ignacio Barroa, and Giovanni on congas. Man, that was awesome. Mercy, Lord. And one day they bought Chilaí. The first time my wife saw Chilaí playing, she was like, "Oh my God, what was that, Joe?" I said, "This woman is for real. This woman is like that. Like, that's it. She can play congas, she can play timbales, she can play drums, and awesome. Not just playing, awesome. Chilaí is just completely awesome. Okay, but at that time, all those photos was the real one, the square one that you have to go to the pharmacy. Man, all my pictures, I lost it because at one point I got a flood on my house basement, and all the albums, they were there on the floor. So by the time I realized, next day the basement was full of water and they removed the thing, whatever, and I throw the albums out. And then when I realized that I open my albums, oh my God, all the pictures with everybody, with Tito Puente, with Patato, with Momo Santa Maria, gone history on pictures. When I was a young guy, real slim, with my jeans with colors and all the stuff that you used to use back in the day, my flat top, gone. Yeah, gone. But the life, I remember that one time I got lucky because Dave Valentin, that was on that band too, he came to Howard University and I played with him. I played the congas and the timbales. And you know what I did? I told AT to go to that show. He wasn't playing, but I told Valentin, you have to let Dave Moreno to play the flute. He can play. I said, what? You better bring it, amigo. I said, hey, let's bring my friend 18 that he played with my band here. I said, man, they went like for 10 minutes. But that was like, what? And Valentin told me, yeah, bro, that AT guy, he can bring it. I said, I told you. I told you, amigo. He was good. But do you realize that we are losing the roots, the people that made the salsa, one by one, little by little? The same thing that happened with mambo. The Machito left, Tito Rodriguez left, Tito Puente left, Bausa, everybody one by one. And now this is happening with salsa now. The people that started the movement, you see that Fania was on 64, Fania Records on 64, and Fania was started on 68. And now, if you realize the baby of Fania All Stars that is because he's still alive, Ismael Miranda, he's 70 years old. And he was the baby, he was 19 years old. El Niño Bonito. Yeah, Niño Bonito now is 70 years old. Okay? So little by little, we are losing the real, the first class salseros, the one that made this to another level all around the world.
I was surprised today watching Good Morning America and seeing the digital feed, and it said salsa trailblazer Johnny Pacheco dead. I'm like, oh my God. When you make it onto Good Morning America, to recognize you,
they realize who he was.
Yep.
Father, he got there. Do you know that was a business between Nasucci, that was all business because he was a lawyer, and Pacheco, that was a musician. Okay, so they're together. It was like the perfect combination. And he started calling all this like Willie Colon. When he called Willie Colon, he was like 17, 18 years old, at that time. And he started calling everybody, and they put that thing together. It was like, Mercy Lord, it will not happen again. It will not happen. It was like Motown on different style of music.
Exactly.
Yeah, it will not happen.
And then putting together the all-stars to make that huge band
What?
with so many talented musicians and singers, and the improvisation that came was just historical.
It was completely awesome. Man, I forgot to tell you the story. The story about me playing the timbales was because I was watching the TV and the tune El Rey del Timbal came out. So I saw for the first time Tiro Puente doing the solo of El Rey del Timbal, that tune go like 100 miles per hour. Okay? And if you do solos, okay, on whatever, but let's talk about timbales. It's difficult to do solos, to do combination and to keep the clave, the tempo right there. But when that tempo go like this, da, 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 you have to be Superman, man. You have to be on point because you just make a little mistake and you get out of clave and you mess it up. Man, and I was like this watching Tiro Puente. And he was on point the whole thing. I was like, man, this guy is super awesome. When he finished, on my mind, I ain't tell nobody, but on my mind, I was on the floor. I said, man, I want to play timbales like that guy. You cannot play timbales like him. It's like Michael Jordan or whatever. You cannot play congas like Giovanni. You cannot play congas like Barreto, or you cannot play timbales like Tiro Puente. But at least they give you the foundation. They give you the energy to do it. I said, man, I cannot be that good like him, but at least I can try. And he was my inspiration, and he's still my inspiration. Tiro Puente is that's it, like the Tiro Puente first, and then on percussion, there on timbales. There, yeah, I can say the same thing on singing. I got a big influence because in Maya Rivera was so close to where I was living, So for me, Maya Rivera and Tito Rodriguez, the way he dressed, boom, he got me too. That was when I go to play, I'm always like, and because of that, because what I saw when I was a young guy, I said, if you go to play music, you have to be nice dress, and that's what I do. Before I play music, I put my suit out and blah. Joe, you always good. No, I'm not always with suit. Okay? I'm with suit because I'm playing music. Okay? Because it's a show. You have to separate your life from the business music. When you go to do a show, you have to go to kill. That's it. Nice dress, get there on time and do what you're supposed to do a great show. Basically, that's what it is. It's show time. Do it the right way.
Wow. Joe, let me ask you something. He played on your first album. He played in your band. I always wanted to know what happened to the guy. He was the lead singer for the song "What You Won't Do for Love." Is he still around?
Mercy, Lord.
Is he still around?
That's my main man. That's my brother. His name is Clifton Brockington. Okay. Awesome musician. Yes. Awesome. Yes. When I met Cliff, he was trying to learn how to play salsa. He was a trumpet guy, trumpet player, and he was a student in Howard University.
Right.
That's where he graduated from music. And he was a young guy. I think he was like 19 years old or something like that. And I explained to him, I said, listen, you need to I know that you're American and everything, African American, but if you want to get this, you have to listen to records, to Fania Records and Ray Barreto and Roberto Roen and all that, and try to copy some of the of the solo, the trumpet solo.
Mm-hmm.
Try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Listen to Perico Ortiz and so you get an idea. That's what I did. What I did to learn how to do solos is try to do the red timbal. Forget about it. That was a fight. Okay, but another solo that don't go that fast. Okay, yeah, timbalero, because you got many timbaleros. You got timbalero by Willie Colon. You got timbalero by Gran Combo. You got timbalero by Sonora Ponceña. You got timbalero by Orlando Marin, and they all got solos. Try to copy the solos, because then when you go and do a solo, it's just an improvisation. But sometimes you get the musa and you get, oh, I can do this from that tune. And he start getting it. So I start calling him to play on my band. But the guy that played the piano at that time, he was moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that Clifton, he know how to play the piano.
Right.
But he was scared. He told me, no, Joe, I don't think that I can play all those tunes in one shot. You know, I can play the piano, but not that good. I said, but you will get good. If you keep practicing, you will get good. So he started playing with me the piano, and he got awesome. But the voice is another thing. I mean, I ain't got nothing to do with the voice.
Right.
That guy can sing. I mean,
He
yeah,
can sing. I love that song.
Yes, bro. That guy can sing. The thing with Cliff, he got married and all that, and he got in church. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now, for many years now, he been working with church. You know, he go to different churches and working with Yolanda Adams and everybody that call him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. But that tune, Do for Love, mercy, Lord. Yo, let me tell you this, because I never studied music. All my ideas just come from the brain out, just craziness. That's it. So I know about that tune when I was living in New York. I remember the melody, pa 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 pa, but real slow. Okay. And I said, man, I can put this like in salsa style. So I got my congas and I started doing the para with my boys. You wonder where I've been. Say, man, I got it. We can do this. So I called him, and he told me, no, we're gonna do this. You crazy, Joe? I said, no. The problem is this: you thinking like an American guy, but I cannot think like an American guy because I'm from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? I just think salsa. That's it. Whatever I hear is salsa. I just change it. That's it. So try to do it. But I had to change the chords, do whatever you do. And I would play the conga, Joe was conga, with you by himself, and do it. Man, but when he started saying it, bro, his voice was like honey. You know, that thing is like this beautiful voice. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I changed Do for Love. And I changed Do for Love. I changed Watermelon Man. I changed Oye Como Va. You listen to my CD. I change it all. I don't play Oye Como Va. No. That's it. Oh, Watermelon Man. No, I change it all. Okay. I play cha-cha. I play Green Dolphin Street. And I think that within Manteca. I don't remember which one was. I think it was Manteca. I change it all. I put it like the way I listen on my head. That's the way I put it. And the best part is this: we played Friday and then we played Saturday. I don't remember because that was in 2009. And I got the studio for Sunday at 12 noon. Okay. Sunday at 12 noon. The guy that was playing congas with me was Ivan Navas. He cannot go Sunday because his wife got a birthday. Exactly that day. I called Eileen, good friend, Gary Socias. Okay? And Gary came to do the conga part. Okay? And to him, he said, no, I got a killer. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, it's just that at that time, they used to call me Killer Joe. Everybody, Killer Joe, Killer Joe. Okay? He said, Killer, I got it. Okay, no problem. So we went to the recording studio. He put all the microphones. Yo, we record like back in the day, like the Cuban used to record on a circle, like this. I was here with the timbales, the conga, the bongo, the bass, the piano, like that, just a circle. And all the microphones there on the top. That CD is recorded live, like that, in one shot. We went there at 12 and we finished at 6 p.m. Okay? That's it, no tricks or nothing. Just me and timbales, Gary on congas, Jorge Torres on bongos, Herbie on the trombone, Sergio Nunez, the Dominican on the saxophone, AT on the flute, and Clifton on the piano, and Tony Ace on the bass. That's it. And the guy told me, "Are you sure you want to record like that?" I said, "Yes." That's it. Just tell me when you're ready, and I just mark. And I mark with the stick. 1, 2, 3, 4, pam. And we start playing blue bossa, whatever. The whole thing to the end, pam, pam. And then we go all to the studio with the guy and listen to the tune. Oh, that's good. Okay, next one. We record all the tunes.
Wow.
8 tunes, ain't nothing. I told all the guys, okay, you can go. I'm staying with him. I said, give me more volume here, give me more volume there, give me more volume. That's it, amigo. That's
Was
it.
the engineer surprised at your method?
Yes, because he was American and he didn't understand my thinking. You know, it was a white guy. He don't understand. He said, "You cannot record like this. You're crazy." I said, "Yeah, I know that I'm crazy, but that's the way it is. It will be like that. But you're the one paying for this, so whatever." I said, "Yeah, let's do it." And we did it. And every time I play one of the tunes, I say, "Man, I can't believe that we recorded like that." Just a circle. That's it. Like we was playing live right there. But, you know, one of those things, amigo, for the good memories.
Joe, we're getting ready to have to wrap this up. Eileen, do you have anything else you want to ask him before?
Yeah, just one thing. As I mentioned to you earlier, the first time I went to Puerto Rico, I was crazy to find salsa, and all I found was merengue. I had to search for salsa, and now reggaeton, bachata had taken over. Now reggaeton has kind of taken over. So give us your thoughts on reggaeton.
Yeah, I will tell you about everything. Listen, what happened in Puerto Rico, it's been changing because of the generations. I remember that me and my sister Wanda, we was real salseros. Okay, everywhere dancing and this and that. But my younger brother, that we call him Falerito, Hector Falero, he was more on merengue because he was born later than us, and the merengue in the 80s, it was like the boom. You know, in Puerto Rico, you can find Mili Los Vecinos, you can find Johnny Ventura, Wilfrido Vargas, everybody from Dominican Republic. They used to go to Puerto Rico. So it was the boom of the merengue. And then you got some guys from Puerto Rico like Olga Tañón and all that, they explode too.
Patrulla 15.
Manny Manuel.
Right.
And Suavemente, Elvis Crespo, like, boom, explode. And then bachata explode also. Blam. And then came Tego Calderón, Vico C, Wisin y Yandel, all those reggaeton players start doing the thing, explode also. You know, it's like by generations or whatever. So now it's the generation of the reggaeton. All the music to me, every rhythm is good. I got nothing against no rhythm. You can listen to whatever you want to. Okay? The biggest difference now is that reggaeton music, the lyrics are too strong. Basically, they crossing the line to offensive. Okay? They calling women's gata or perra or whatever. You know, that is not nice. Because people like me that I got daughters, okay? And I got my 2 sisters, and I got my mother still alive. I don't want to hear guys talking about women like that. I wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? You can make your music. You don't have to offend nobody. You know? Just do your reggaeton, whatever, but tone it down, papi. Okay, you can still do it. La Gasolina wasn't that bad. He wasn't talking about sex or killing or whatever, and he sold a bunch of it. Despacito also.
Mm-hmm.
Despacito was nice, but you get some of them. Sometimes you get like Bad Bunny that is real big now, and what he's saying, hey, you're gonna play on on a family event, you're gonna play those tunes. You know what I'm saying? So I, with respect, my reggaeton boricuas, take it easy, papi. Tú sabes, bájale un poco, bájale dos, sing your tune, tú sabes, canta tu canción, pero no le tires muy duro a las mujeres. Respect for the women, ¿ok? Yo los quiero mucho.
Wow. The legendary Jimmy Morales tuned in, and Edwin Ortiz just tuned in as well.
Uy, saludo para Edwin, and saludo para Jimmy Morales. Let me tell you something about Jimmy Morales too, bro. Okay?
Okay.
I remember that back in the day, I played with Edwin also with La Romana at that time. Okay, when I came from New York here to the DMV. Jimmy Morales, for the new guys playing congas, what's going on is this. People nowadays, musicians and dancers, and also, they want to go too fast. Okay? They want to do crazy solos and be super fast with the hands and with the palitos playing the timbales and whatever. And in reality, as a musician, as a percussionist, we play more base, the bass, the masacote, more than the solos. So basically, they turn the page too fast. Learn how to do the tumbado first, how to do the marcha, how to do the slap properly, okay? And the sound of the congas or the bongos or the timbales that you're playing. Learn how to do that and keep it in time with the clave, like Jimmy Morales played. Okay? You hear that, and he just stay right there. Okay? That's the way you play. And then when the band leader told you that you can do a solo, so you do a solo. But in reality, when we are dancing, you, Eileen, and Gogo, that you like to dance more than me, you don't want to be dancing just to a super long solo. Okay? And you're like, dang, when this guy going to finish? You know what I'm saying? Because in reality, when I dance, what I like is the mambo part. The moña, the pa 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 pa, da da da. That's the part that I like the most. You know what I'm saying? But the guys nowadays, they want to practice just speed instead of practice masacote. Play like Jimmy, play like Montalvo, like Eddie Montalvo. They got a nice always. I tell the guys, the Gran Combo is super famous. El Pollo, we call him El Pollo Miguel, is the conga player. All Miguel is masacote puro. That's it. Doing a lot of crazy stuff there with the Gran Combo. He just keeping the tempo. Even though you need the conga to dance. Okay? That's what you need. You go, when you dance on two, let me tell you a secret. I'm not a dance teacher or anything. But let me tell you this secret. You go like this. Tutum, pa. When you hear the seco, you do the two, ba. And when you hear again, tutum, pa. You do the what you go. 2, 3, 4. It's every time you hear the pa, you go back, and when you hear the pa, you go forward. Pa, pa, pa. Okay? One day I will prove to you. I will bring a conga and do like this. And you say, Joe, it's true. I said, yeah, because the dancer and the musician and the music have to be together. You're dancing like crazy guy. Then what the hell is doing? Because everybody has to be on clave right there. Nice together. That this thing doesn't work. Yes, sir.
I'm laughing because your wife says, Earl, you better wrap it up. You said wrap it up 10 minutes ago, and Joe started another story. She said, if it'll go on forever.
Yo, that's Puerto Rican style. That's what we do. Puerto Ricans, every time we say that we're leaving, we stay like 30 more minutes.
Well, we got to wrap it up, Joe. But
That's the way.
it was
No
great.
problem.
It was great talking to you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Eileen, thank you so much for being the co-host of the show. It was a great time. I learned a lot of things that I usually try to learn from the people that we interview on the show. It was a great time. Joe, thank you so much. We're gonna wrap it up now. But thank you.
Thank you, Eileen.
We'll be listening on Saturday.
Yeah,
at noon.
Salsa Empire. Salsa
Empire Radio. www.salsa-empire.com.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. All right.
Gracias, papi. Gracias. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.